Hi, good morning, friends. Here I am going to provide the series of videos on QA manual testing. These videos are going to be helpful whoever, whoever have the some basic idea on manual testing because my intention of this video is to complete the entire manual testing with a less time, like maximum 4 to 5 hours. My videos are going to be, each one is going to be 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to maintain so that I'm going to cover the all manual testing portion in 10 recording sessions. So whoever want to go for the quick revision on manual testing, we can refer my videos. So if you need material, the topics whichever I covered, you need any material for the corresponding topic related, you can send the request to this mail ID madhukarqait@gmail.com, and you are going to find the content in this website also, madhukarqait.com. Okay, this website still under construction. Maybe it's going to complete in a week of time to get the material. But in this video channel where I'm going to provide here YouTube channel where I'm going to provide the QA tester point of view, whatever skill set required, the corresponding related topics I'm going to discuss in my video. So further videos also you want to get, try to go for the subscribe the channel. So it is as a first video here I'm going to explain to you introduction to software testing, quality software, advantages of software testing, difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure, types of software testing, to whom software testing course is preferable. So required skill set for test engineer. These are the topics I am going to cover. As a first, if I go for software testing, what is software testing? Software testing is a combination of verification and validation. Software testing is a combination of verification and validation. What is the meaning of verification? Verification is a process to check are we developing the system right or not. Which process we are following to develop the system, is it right or not? Which documents you prepared in our develop the application. So further we go for the some reviews. These are kind of activities comes under verification activities. Verification is a process to check are we developing the system right or not. Then validation. Validation is a process to check are we developed right system or not. Validation is a process to check are we developed right system or not. That is a validation we are going to call. This combination where we are going to call software testing. What is verification means here? It is a process to check are we developing the system right or not. Whereas validation means it is a process to check are we developed right system or not. So the validation we are going to say. Why software testing? Software testing will help to identify defects. Whenever those are resolved, then software quality improves. Software testing will help to identify the mistakes in the application. Whenever those are resolved, then quality improves. Okay. What is meaning of quality software? Here, two persons perspective, we can define the quality software. Now we have rediffmail.com, we have gmail.com. Both are mail communication applications. But most of us, we are going to prefer Gmail application compared to the Rediff mail. Why like that? What are the features are there? in Gmail. Similar features are there in the Rediff also. Both are mail communication applications, but we are going to prefer Gmail because we feel Gmail has a better quality. Because of that, we are going to prefer it is. So, but how we can define it is technically we are going to speak about the quality software. How we are going to say here two persons prospective. We are going to say about the quality software. One person is producer, other person is end user. So, producer, end user. Here, producer means the team which is involved to develop the software. The team are going to call producer. End user means finally the person who is going to use the software, the person we call as end user. Whereas from producer point of view, when from producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, whatever requirements are given by the client. So with that, from producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, and end user point of view, the final who is going to use end user point of view, when application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. From producer point of view, when application fulfilled with all the client requirements, and end user point of view, when application fit for use, then it is considered as quality software. However, some major factors depend on quality software. What are those? Following are the major factors depend on quality software. So what are those? First thing, budget. Within the specified cost, we need to develop the application. Second one, in-time release. In-time release. Within the specified time, we should deliver the application to the customer. Third one is reliability. Here, reliability mainly depends on two factors for software applications. One is it should meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. It should meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. That means if I go for the Gmail application, what are the requirements for the client generally? Create account, log into the Gmail account, compose mail, delete mail. This type of transactions to perform. So corresponding functionalities are implemented or not in the application. There is a meet client requirements in terms of functionalities. Other one, meet client expectations in terms of speed. How much time application will take to complete the transactions? Speed. Compatibility. Can I use this application on different operating systems, different browsers? Compatibility. User interface. That means look and feel of the application, like alignment of the controls, background color of the screen, control spelling correct or not, like this. User interface. Usability. Will the application is easy to operate? Security. Maintainability. They're the different factors which are going to validate. Whereas here, the first two which I have, budget and in-time release, these two are the non-technical factors. Generally, business analyst or project manager who are the responsible to verify these two factors. Whereas under reliability, whichever I said here, meet client requirements and expectations, these two are the technical factors. Then who is responsible to verify these factors means QA tester, quality assurance tester. or test engineer. That means you are the responsible to validate these factors on developed application. As a QA tester, so you are the responsible to test the any kind of application as per your client requirements and expectation. Is that fulfilled or not in the application? We have to confirm it. That is your tester job. So you are not going to develop the application. You are the responsible to test the application. Okay. Why this kind of testing is required? So why this kind of testing is required for us? So what are the advantages we have? This software testing. The advantages are software testing. It will help, right? It will help to identify. So software testing, it will help to deliver reliable product to the customer. We have to deliver reliable product to the customer. Yes, quality software we can deliver to the customer. It will reduce maintenance cost for a project. The maintenance cost means whichever software we are going to deliver to the customer, while using that software, if customer got any problems in the software, to rectify those problems, whatever amount is going to spend, that expenditure we are going to call maintenance cost. So once we deliver the software to the customer, while using that software, if client got any issues in that software, to rectify those problems, whatever amount is going to spend, that expenditure we are going to call maintenance cost. That we can reduce because we tested, we given the right software to the customer. Next thing, it will help to stay in business. To whom to stay in business? It is software company point of view. Because once we deliver the reliable software to the customer, whenever customer satisfied, your company will get the good reputation in the market. So whenever your company getting good reputation in the market, so more orders are going to get to develop the application. So that more work we are going to get, more projects we are going to get. This way, it will help to stay in business. Software testing, it will help to deliver bug-free application. It will help to deliver bug-free application to the customer. So these are the different kind of advantages we have when you go for the software testing. There's a reason organization is going to maintain a separate team for the software testing. Now here some vocabulary we'll see. Error. What is an error? It is a human mistake performed while writing the programs. It is a human mistake. Well, it is a human mistake performed while writing the mistakes. That means here source code in source code identified mistakes are called errors. Mistakes which are identified in the source code are programs that we are going to call error. We can have like this kind of errors. We are going to have logical error and syntax errors. The error is the related to the programs level user terminology. The, whatever mistakes are identified in source code, those we can call errors. You can say in simple like this: mistakes which are identified in source code. Source code means programs for your application are called errors. Like generally logical errors, syntax errors, like this. Then defect. What is defect means? It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT. AUT means application under test. Application under test. There's a defect. Let us see an example. If I go for this Mercury Tools application, I have the registration form is there. If I go for registration form, various components we are going to get. The registration form. Home page, register. In this registration form, I am going to enter some values here. If I give the valid data in this registration form, how it is going to respond. If I give the invalid data, how it is going to respond. There's a testing which we are going to do. Okay. Madhukar QIT I give her. So still some more components are there. The page is taking some more time to load. Okay. Simple example is in my here. Without enter username, I am going to enter the password. If I click on login, after enter the password, without enter the username, generally what is our expectation? Error message should pop up. Error message should pop up. Right. I'm going to click on login. The expectation is error message should pop up. But when I go for the application here, if I am not going to get any error message, that is a deviation we are going to call. Application level, we identified some deviation. So that we are going to call, oops, it is some internet issue is there. So a deviation between expected to actual results, what you are expecting and how application responds. So when we have deviation between the expected to actual result, that we are going to call defect. So defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Okay. But here, as it, who is responsible to identify these things? Test engineer. Your point of view as a test engineer, whenever we identify deviation between expected to actual results in AUT, that we are going to call defect. Sometimes defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Okay. Next one, bug. What is meaning of bug? As a test engineer, whenever you identify defect, so we are going to intimate to the developers. So developers will do review on the defects. In that review, if they accepted your defect which you reported, then those are called bugs. That means whenever developers are accepted our defects, whenever developers are accepted our defects which are reported, then those are called bugs. In simple, we can say that confirmed defects. Confirmed defects we call as bugs. Okay. Then failure. Failure means here application level we have to say it is generally whenever we deliver the application to the customer while using the software, if customer got the problems with our software, then it's going to say failure. That means whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. Whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it is called failure software. There's a difference among the error, bug, defect, failure. Error, it is a human mistake performed while writing the programs. That means mistakes which are identified in source code are called errors. But as a test engineer, you are not going to test the source code of the application. This is the application you want to test. This is the source code is there. But source code we never going to test as a test engineer. So on this application level, if you click on the create account button, a link when you click, so you are not get expected page, then it is called defect. So why that kind of defect you are going to get? Because of developer's mistake while writing the programs. There's a defect. It is a deviation between expected to actual results in AUT application under test. Defect can also called as an issue or incident or fault. Bug. Whenever developers are accepted or defects which are reported, then those are called bugs. Failure. Whenever defects are reached to the end user, then it's called failure software. Okay. Then types of software testing. In general, organization follows two kind of approaches to validate the applications. One is comes under manual testing. Second one is automation testing. The two kind of approaches are there. One is manual testing, other one is automation testing. Now, you observe that manual testing means as a test engineer, so directly you are going to operate the application. So my application here, Gmail application, which I want to test, this is AUT application under test. I want to check a login functionality with valid data. So testing what he will do, he will go and open the browser. So navigate the URL, then enter the valid email, click on next. Observe that password field we got or not. Then enter the password, click on next. You got the inbox. Then say that your test is passed. So this way, when we go for the testing, that we are going to call manual testing. That means here, without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with the application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. But for this manual testing, test engineer will going to use the test cases. We have to prepare the test cases which we are going to use to validate our application. We use test cases. Test cases in simple English we are going to write to describe the validation procedure of the application. as the test cases we are going to prepare. Okay. There's a manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with the application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. Without using any automation tool, test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. But when you go for the manual testing, what we need to do for manual testing, we need to prepare test cases, and those are used to validate application. We have to prepare the test cases. We are the responsible. So those test cases we are going to use to validate our applications. Advantage point of view, manual testing is simple, easy to perform for small projects, much technical knowledge not required. But we have disadvantage when you go for the manual testing. The disadvantages are time consuming. More time it's going to take when you go for the manual testing. Now suppose I have the application like this. Rediff mail. I want to count number of links availability in this page. Lot of time it's going to take. So there's a disadvantage we have. There's a possibility of the human mistakes when I'm going to count the number of links. These are the problems are going to get. Okay. Now, okay, automation testing. Automation testing means in general, any task or activity, performed with the help of tool or programs is called automation. That means if I using calculator to perform automatic operations. This one also automation. If you are using calculator means that is automation on software. So, but what is automation testing? Automating human activities. That means test execution in order to validate application is called automation testing. Automating human activities in order to validate application is called automation testing. Now you observe here, as a test engineer, what we can do here. So directly we are not going to interact. During manual testing, we are going to interact directly. We are going to test the application. But here, as a test engineer, what we do here, we are going to develop so we use some tool here. In the tool, we are going to develop the automation test script. Once you develop the automation test script, you run it is. When you are going to run it is, that means execute your program. This one is going to interact with the application. So perform the operation, verify the behavior. Based on that, this one is going to give the result. To do this kind of activities, we use some tools like Selenium, QTP, or UFT. This kind of tools we can use to go for the testing. So as a test engineer, you are the responsible to develop the automation test script. This is a script you have to develop. Then when you run it is, when you are going to execute your automation test script. Then tool is going to interact with the application. So perform the operation, verify the behavior. Based on that, it will says that is it successful login operation or unsuccessful login operation. Okay. So that is what the automation testing. Now, okay. Now here, let me show the manual testing and automation testing. I want to test the login functionality in Gmail application using valid data. I want to test login functionality in Gmail application using valid data. First, I'm going to show manual testing. What I will do, I'm going to open the browser, open the URL, enter the valid username, click on next. Observe that password field we are getting or not. Yes, we got. Enter the valid password. Click on next. What is the expectation? Inbox should be open. So if you got the inbox, we can say that successful login operation. This is what the manual testing. Yes, it is successful login operation. Okay. This way we are going to the testing. Okay. Now same thing which I want to do automation. How we can go for this? So what I said diagrammatically here as a test engineer. So directly we are not going to interact with the application. What we do, we are going to interact with the one tool here. That is the Selenium I'm going to show to you. So here I'm going to open the Selenium automation tool. I developed some automation test script to check the same login functionality in my Gmail application. Right. I'm going to run a test. If I run, when I click on this one, I'm going to be ideal. I'm not going to any operation. Just I'm going to click on the run. It will open the browser first as per given instructions in the script. Then navigate it to the Gmail application. Then enter the email, click on next. Then it has to enter the password, click on next. See, this is what the automation. I'm not going to do any transaction in my application. Just I'm going to run it. My tool is going to interact with the application to perform required transaction. After required transaction, it will going to give the result for us. Here it is the result. What is saying that successful login operation. Right. So once again, see my it is. First enter the email, click on next. Then go and enter the password. Again click on next. Mhm. Now if you see, it's giving the message to successful login operation. This is what the automation testing. Now similar way, another example I said that I want to count number of links availability in the Rediff mail homepage. Manual testing, lot of time it's going to take. Same thing I want to automation testing to know the advantage here. You can see my here. Same script I'm going to use here. This is the some portion, some hardly I have 6 lines of code here. If I run it is, Now see, it is given the output to me 241. That means you can observe that the advantage of the automation testing is fast in execution. Okay, but how we can go for this automation testing? What are the different possibilities are there? Automation testing can be performed using programming languages like you can go for the C# or scripting languages like Perl script we can use, or using any one of the third-party automation tool like Selenium or QTP, EFT. Latest version is EFT. Then QA run, test complete. Like this one, different tools are available in the market. We can use any one of the tool for the automation testing. Majority of the companies, if they want to do the automation testing, they are going to prefer the tools. Okay, directive programming or scripting languages are difficult to do the automation testing. But whenever we go for automation testing, what we need to do for automation testing, we are the responsible to develop the automation test scripts. Automation test scripts. So for automation testing, we need to develop the automation test scripts. That is mandatory. If suppose Selenium, so using Java, we are going to develop the automation scripts. The QTP or EFT is there. For this, VB script we are going to use to develop the automation scripts. Selenium supports other languages also like Ruby, Python like this, but the other companies are going to prefer the Java. So here also I shown that using Java how we can go for the testing. I explained. I shown that. Okay. So advantages: fast in execution, more reliability, more consistency. Automation scripts which you develop, the scripts are reusable on different versions of the application. Automation scripts are repeatable. You can execute multiple times your automation scripts. Advantages. Disadvantages is automation tools are expensive. Some environments are not possible to do the automation testing, like reading captcha is not possible. Reading captcha means like this. This one you want to auto read, we can't go for automation it is. Similar way, you may have the now some security purpose, you are going to get the pop-up windows like this on login screens. So selection of the images. Now in this image crosswalks I want to select. This type of scenarios I want to automate, not possible. Manually we can do the things. Okay. So all the environments we can't go for the automation testing. Some environments are not going to support to do automation testing. There's a KTP, EFT like this. Advantages, disadvantages. Okay. Next, what we discussed here, just introduction to what is software testing, quality software, advantages of the software testing, difference among the error, defect, bug, and failure, then types of software testing I explained. To whom this software testing is suitable. So, and why we are going to prefer the software testing as a career. This is one of the basic interview question where they are going to ask that. Okay. So 99% of interviews, this kind of question where they are going to ask. Why did you choose software testing as career? That means majority of students are going to give the wrong answer for this. To deliver quality software. That is not the point here. Why did you choose? Why do you prefer software testing job? That's the intention. Software testing as career. So you can say that irrespective of your BE or BTech, You can say like this: it is a technology independent. So any graduate is eligible for to work as a test engineer. So consistency in terms of job. That means how long software projects are exist in the market. Testing is required. Without testing, we can't deliver. As a test engineer, we have an advantage here. Scope to learn different domains. That means when you are going to work on the banking application, so you are going to know the functionalities about the banking application. You can learn it because they give some requirement documents. You have to study, you have to learn the domain. So insurance application when you are going to test, finance application when you are going to test. This kind of domain knowledge we are going to get. Moreover, without have the interest, you are not going to continue the job. No, you have to say that is. So I am passionate about testing activities like finding loopholes or how to break the system. This kind of activities are more interest compared to the your core job activities. There's a reason I want to go for as a test engineer as so growth also is there here. Yes, definitely software testing. You started your career as a test engineer. After that, you go for test lead, project lead, automation architect, test manager, etc. Ultimately, everyone reaches to the manager level. Today, one of my old student made a call to me. So he changed his company to the Essential. Now he got a job as a test manager. So he's almost 10 years back my student. He made a call to me today and he said that he's working Essential. So as a manager position. So growth is there as a test engineer, right? These are the reasons. These are the reasons why we are going to prefer software testing as career. Now you want to okay, any graduate eligible, okay, but some skill set required or not for the test engineer. What type of skill set required for the test engineer? You want to get a job, what type of skill set required? Here, as a test engineer, required skill set. What type of skill set required for a QA tester? SDET, software development engineering in testing, or test engineer, software test engineer, or software development engineering in testing. So the basic thing, technical skill set is you should have the knowledge on manual testing concepts. The second thing, knowledge on any one of the automation tool like Selenium or Qtp. In present scenario, without have the knowledge on automation tools, your resume is not going to shortlist because expecting some knowledge on automation also. Even though manual testing project is there, so they are going to look for the automations knowledge. In present Selenium, the knowledge on any one of the defect reporting tool like Quality Center, or you can go for the Bugzilla or Jira, this kind of tools, knowledge, so technical skill set. There's some knowledge on any database technology, some basic knowledge on database, little bit of programming knowledge, having the knowledge in MS Office. So technically, this type of skill set required. The companies are going to look for the candidate here, this type of skill set. Then good analytical skills. Yes, if they're given some documents or application, you should have the good analytical skills on that. Next, good communication skills. There's a verbal and written communication also expected. Then we should have the good attitude. Yes, the person you should show the good presentation. So always smiley face. You have to show the interviewer in the company also good attitude. Given task is given, any task is given, good attitude you have to show on that. So task. So these are the things are required for the testing point of view. But remember that so good communication skills always is important. So interview point of view as well as in the company point of view when you are going to work in the company. So technical skill set where they are going to see around 35 to 40%. Okay. But in the interview they are going to see that how you are going to, what is your how your attitude and how your presentation skills. These things where they are going to concentrate. Okay, you need to concentrate. If you want to work as an IT professional, you have to concentrate on the communication skills, which are important. Okay, so that's it for today in this session. The next session we are going to discuss about the software development process, how it is called software development life cycle, then quality assurance, quality control. These things I'm going to post in the next video. Okay, try to subscribe my channel so you are going to get the other videos. Okay, thank you. See you in the next recording session.